Hi, welcome to Surviving Together, everyone. It looks like it's you and me, Todd, today. That is just fine. People will probably dribble in as the afternoon rolls by, or maybe not because it's a beautiful day outside. At least it is here in Michigan. Can you hear me okay, Todd? Maybe. I don't think my mute is on. No. So you should be able to hear me. But just in case, let's type. Oh, cross streams there. All righty. I'm doing all right. I tried to get my taxes done this morning, but yeah, between my son and I and getting our schedules crossed, and I got a disc for TurboTax from my father in order to do it, and then discovered I have nothing except an old tower that actually has a place to put a CD. So I'm either using the free version or I'm setting up my old tower, which may be what's going to happen after this live, but they are going to get done today. I am determined. For anybody who rewatches, it looks like Surviving the Cracks is not going to go on this evening. We do not have our 50 subscribers yet. A couple days ago, we had 30. I don't know what happened, but we woke up the next morning with only 18. So we've gained a few more since, but at this point, we're just begging for subscribers so we can go live. Jen and I are going to record our video, record the interview as a video, the interview with me going to the club. So we'll just do that as a video, and that may bring some more people in as well. That's isn't it app now? Do you mean up now? The site's on, and there's one video there that I transferred from this channel that we had done, but there isn't any other content. So we're going to go ahead and upload the video. We'll probably make it tomorrow. Jen is busy through the rest of today. But guys, that is going to be a laugh fest, I guarantee you. If the subject matter offends you, please skip it. I'm not going to be going into anything graphic, but we will be talking about an alternative world that is familiar to maybe some, but not to others. Talking about taxes. Yes, there is an app. My dad paid for X number of users, but he did it through using this disc. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to be doing the same thing, or if I have to do it through loading this disc. So not 100% sure. I know the free version, you can't download it. You can't save an electronic version. You can print them, but that's it. And once you've closed out of your taxes, they're not available again. So you have to be really careful with it to make sure that you've gotten a copy of it before I learned this last year. Yeah, I ended up needing my tax approved beware, definitely. It was so much fun. These people, because they do have an alternative sexual lifestyle, they're so non-judgmental. They don't care what you look like. They don't care how tall you are, how big you are, how short you are, what you're into. There were people into role play. There were people into BDSM. There were people who were just there because it was a fun place to be, and just be, and maybe dress up a little strange, more strange than you would in a normal club, and just go and be. My friend and I had such a blast. It was so much fun. I would have been there till 4 a.m. if they had stayed open that long. As it was, my friend had been up since like 4 a.m. Because of his job. So I think we left around 1 or so. I give it to him for making it even that long, but I will definitely go back. It's the first Friday of every month. I'm not going to advertise the place. I'm not going to mention where it is. It is not in Michigan. It's not my state, because I have not spoken with the owners about it. And I'm just not comfortable doing that unless I have the owners okay to say, yeah, go ahead and promote us. Go ahead and mention us. Just one of those things. I mean, they promote themselves out there, so I'm assuming it's okay, but I just would feel really bad if they were not okay with it, you know? So we'll do it that. Yeah, it is a terrible system. I mean, there should be an option for you to save it electronically at least. But if you pay for TurboTax, then they will allow you to save it electronically. But just to use the free versions, no. And my only concern is there a difference in terms of like how many things they go through with you from the free version and the paid version? I wouldn't imagine so, because that just doesn't sound ethical to me. But we'll see. I'll probably end up hooking up the old tower. I know it doesn't take much. I just always end up getting some sort of wire crossed and I can't get the monitor go or, whatever. So to me, it's a pain in the ass. To my son, he's like, there's only one place the cords go. I'm like, yeah, well, your mom's an idiot sometimes. So Dana, welcome. Janet, I'm so glad you're here. Yay. We were just talking about taxes for one, which, moving on. But we were also talking about surviving the cracks. We will not be going live tonight because we do not have our 50 subs in order to go live. We had 30 and woke up the next day with 18. So we have no idea what caused almost half of our subscribers to drop overnight. We don't know if it was a YouTube thing. We don't know if it was intentional. So if you have not subscribed to Surviving the Cracks, please, we encourage you to. It is going to be so much fun. And even if you aren't really geeked about the content, if you could just sub for now so that we can get going live, that would be awesome. Tell your friends, anybody, just sub so we can get going live. And I'm sure once we're live, things will just go. And YouTube, if they drop people off because, they haven't been watching, that's totally fine. I made my mom subscribe. I've made so many, of my friends subscribe. Hi, Janet, how you doing? Or Shannon, how you doing? So glad you are with us. So Jen and I will be recording a video for our first togethers besides the one that's up. So my interview with the Fetish Club will be put up as a video. We'll probably make that tomorrow because Jen's not available today. Yeah, even if you have subscribed, double check to make sure you're still subscribed just in case. I've been announcing in some of the other channels, but I don't know, the message doesn't seem to really be getting out there. Yes, I'm so glad all of you are here. Make sure you're still subscribed to this channel. Please hit the like button. If you are doing this on replay, please make sure to hit the like button. If you have a channel of your own that is not your personal channel, you can subscribe with that, guys. You can subscribe twice. So Surviving Together is subbed to Surviving the Cracks, as is TKD for Life. So I think between Jen and I, we've got 5 of the subs, which is, whatever. We just want to be able to get out there. I really think you guys are going to enjoy the content once we get rolling with it. We have no idea what days we're going to be on or what times. We're flying by the seat of our pants at this point. Let's get up to our 50 and then we'll see what happens. You guys can't see, but I have cat in the lap. So instead of cat in a basket, I have cat in the lap. Tigger has decided to join us today. I was able to finally get the video of my cat wanting to go out and talking to me into the shorts versus being a regular video. I noticed it was not getting the views that the other ones had gotten on the shorts. And lo and behold, there's frame width and frame height and speed and all kinds of, and you have to have hashtag shorts on it in order to make sure that it gets uploaded as a short. All of these YouTube things that I'm learning. So that's up there. So if you've already viewed it, I just cut a few things out. If you've already viewed the full length, which was, I think, 1:12, but I had to get it under a minute. So cut a few things off. It's a YouTube thing. You were unsubbed. Oh, jeez. Yeah. So definitely everybody check that out, and we'll re-announce that here probably partway through when we get a few more people kind of rolling on in. I have a passage from one of the books that I read, kind of self-help meditation type books. I have a couple of them that I've gathered, but I want to wait to see if a few more people roll in, because it's a little long of a paragraph and I don't want to keep rereading it. So what I wanted to check with you guys, we had a major change, and I know all of you, at least who are here right now, are on the lifeboat. And Spanx, I think, has been doing a wonderful job, and he is definitely steering things more back to where it was in the beginning. But how is everybody doing with that? Change is not good for some people, and they get really upset with change, and they aren't really happy with it. And so I wanted to see how everyone was doing, how they were feeling. Are you taking care of yourself? Yes, Todd moved his live to Monday at 2:30 Eastern time. So if you would like to see him pour resin, and actually, I notice how weird I look like that when I do my eyes thing, but whatever. He is going to be pouring a piece that I commissioned from him for my son. Shh, don't tell. My son is graduating high school in 3 weeks. Well, his last day is in 3 weeks and he graduates in 4. I'm dumbfounded. For you that already have grown kids and have already been through this, you know what I'm feeling. It's just unbelievable to go, my little baby who was sitting in my lap like this cat is, to where he is now. Who said tricked? Did I say tricked? If I did, I really wasn't meaning it. You're going to... oh, here, I see, you see. Oh, okay, yes. I'm going to put this up, Davey, because this is something I want to talk about. This has been... I've heard this a lot. I've heard this a lot. Jen and I have spoken about this a lot. I think I'm not defending Tommy at all. Okay. Well, that's one thing that you guys need to understand. He's made his choices. There are things about it that I don't necessarily agree with how he went about certain things, but it appears to me that the dislike for him is for the community, the lifeboat community, and the people who were dealing with the addiction. I think he was getting pinged a little too much in terms of help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. I do know that there was a certain segment of people who weren't being especially kind to him. I know that there was another recent rumor going around that was not true. Somebody took a piece of something somebody said and then attributed it to him, which was not true. And when you keep having to go through those things over and over and over again, I can understand how frustrating it can be. And, individually, I like you, Davy. I like you, Resin. I like you, Janet. But as a whole, this whole thing has just gotten to me. I just, I'll talk maybe to you guys individually still, but doing this as a channel thing, I just can't do it anymore. I think that's where he was. It's interesting that Johnny said that he was at the same point at one point in time, that he had a point where he came across where he just had fallen out of love with his audience as well. I don't know how he overcame that and how he, did anything different. But obviously, he's still going. Anik, we're so glad you are here. It's wonderful to see you. We were talking about the lifeboat and the changes that occurred there and how everyone is doing. I know not everybody was happy, but change isn't always good for some people. And I wanted just to check in and see how you guys are. I think Spanx is going to do a really good job. I do. If you're looking for the lifeboat to be talking about addiction, to be supporting those people in sobriety who are currently going through addiction, I think he's kind of taking it back to the roots. And you're not going to see him doing any true crime or anything like that. It's going to be kind of back to where it was in the beginning, which really for most people, I think that's why they want to be there. The other stuff may have been interesting, but there are other content creators to watch, either from a prison standpoint or from a true crime standpoint. Surviving the Survivor is wonderful for true crime. JD DeLay, I have found, is really incredible, not only with true crime, but from a prison standpoint. He really tries his best to be fair. I don't watch a whole lot of other creators. So those are the ones that I'll just give you. Misha, I'm so glad you're here. Wanted to let you know that Jen and I do want to use your best friend's picture for our banner, but the sizing is all wrong. So we're not sure if we're going to be able to do that or if we're going to have to make something kind of similar. So I'll talk with you about that in private. I'll give you the dimensions, see if we can come up with something about that. So lurk away. I know starting the new channel has been difficult for some people. I think Reese can be a very polarizing personality. You either really like her or you don't. Whether you guys choose to support them and watch is totally up to you. I would say though that Sandy, so happy you're here. I would say that the tactic, and I had thought about this with you guys as well, and as we get more people and towards the end, I will ask you again. If you guys want to leave some of the videos on and just play them all in a loop to get some of our watch hours up, that would be phenomenal. We're still going to have to get to our 1,000 subscribers. Completely understand that. That's going to probably take a bit. But if we can get the watch hours up, that would be great. And it seems, I know that's how the lifeboat did it in the beginning. And it seems to be that's pretty much the way to go, unless you have a lot of subscribers with a lot of videos. So if we want to do this quickly, that's going to be our best bet. Yeah, it's, I don't know of many people who would say they hate her. It's just, the way she talks, the way she deals with things either are for you or they're not for you. I will say this. My way to her would be through Tommy. And I have not said anything directly to him. No, Dana, don't feel bad about the way you feel. You're not the only one by far. Okay. I think there were some mistakes done in how this was done. Um, I think if a few things behind the scenes hadn't come up, I think it might have been done a little differently. I think he originally had a different plan. I'm not certain by that, but just by the way things have been going and the way he had been talking, I think there was a different plan behind that. I don't know when the combined channel between them was getting brought to light. I don't know if that was put together real hastily or not. I just no, we really haven't gotten it going on anything. I am just about to say one of my biggest things, and it has nothing to do with Tommy and Reese or their relationship. Whatever is or is not between them is between them and Jeff, Reese's husband. I'm not involved in it. I'm not going to give an opinion on it. The one thing I'm concerned about is how much she is talking about the essay of her son on her channel and the ongoing police investigation. I understand that she said that her son approved of her talking about it, said it was okay, but he's still 14. He's only 14. And this is an incident that happened less than a month ago, or maybe about a month, and it was somewhere around there. I don't agree from a survivor standpoint. I don't agree putting the essay of a minor out there because they cannot be giving a educated response at this age. I imagine what he may think at 25 when this comes back around, and it may never. But from an essay standpoint, from an essay survivor standpoint, and from a parental standpoint, I'd have a real difficulty with it. And so that is one of the reasons I will not watch. Yeah, I don't follow her very much. I've seen a few episodes. I had heard her initial disclosure on this, and that was kind of the last one that I listened to. I was very upset by the fact that she was talking about it on air. I've since found out from some other people who have watched, excuse me, subsequent episodes that yes, she's continuing to talk about it. And that makes me very upset. So we'll see. You're not that late. You're not that late, Theodry. No worries. We just were getting going, really. I was talking about Surviving the Cracks will not be on at 8 tonight. We are not up to our 50 subs yet. So if you have not subbed, please do. Please, it will be a lot of fun. If you have subbed, please check your status. Todd just checked and he had been unsubbed. We had 30 subscribers one night and 18 the next morning. Don't know what happened. So we're still working our way back up with that, but we will put the interview with me in the club on a video probably tomorrow, and we'll post that online. So make sure your notifications are up, and you'll get a notification when we put that up. This is 100% right, Janet. People with traumatic brain injuries have filter issues. They have temper control issues. And when they're stressed, people with TBI have wheels fall off. And I love Tommy. TBI is traumatic brain injury. So this is what Tommy is suffering from. There's no fixing it. There's a complete blank space in his brain where brain matter used to be. And I know he's on some medication to stall it, to help him with things. But per his saying, he's still not 100%. He's off. And that's just the way he's going to be until the end. And it feels like the pressure got to him a bit. I don't know about the timelines with the other channel. I never heard anything about it getting launched. I don't know if anybody else was surprised by it. I certainly was. It just was, it was very shocking. But enough people like them together and have subbed that they've already gotten monetized with 2,000 subscribers. I think they had 1,800 when they made that bet, and everybody played their videos round the clock and they got monetized. So over 1,000 is what we're looking at. Anik, you think we're all taken by surprise? I didn't know if I missed something. Maybe Reese had mentioned something in her lives because I don't watch. I didn't know. Yeah. You choose to watch or you don't. I know that I just caution if you have not seen the live. They are proposing to come down very hard on anybody who says anything about their relationship. So that's not something that I would recommend talking about if you have an opinion. Reese posted the channel. Yeah. They do have a different target market. I think a good portion of it is the people who listen to Reese. The Lifeboat got a lot of those people over. I'm sure there's people on the Lifeboat who were already listening to Reese who went over as well. You got a notification from Reese even though you don't sub to her. Huh. Interesting. There goes the cat. Yeah, there's several things about the way those last few days went that I had some difficulty with personally, but and for something like that, I kind of do have a problem with posting that on the Lifeboat when it was taking somebody away. I just don't think that was real kosher, but that's just my opinion. Deirdre, surviving the cracks is going to be a hell of a lot of fun, basically. Jen runs the Troubled Teen Industry channel, TTI, Between the Cracks. I have here Surviving Together. We both deal with serious subject matters on the whole. And so Surviving the Cracks is just a chance for two girlfriends to get together and talk about whatever. The first inaugural video that we're doing officially on our channel as it was launched is going to be an interview with me about a fetish club that I went to last Friday night, not last night, but the Friday night before that. It was a whole lot of fun. I don't participate in any of those myself, but it was just an opportunity to go and have a great time at a club and be around a lot of people who just didn't care about anybody else, what they looked like, what they were wearing, what the proclivities were. It was just a free-for-all. And it was so much fun. So as Jen said, she has questions. So I thought it would be a lot of fun as a live, but unless we get those 50 soon, we're not going to be able to do that. They appeal to bored housewives. I was kind of saying that to somebody else the other day, that was seems to be the track that they're going, that they attract. But listening while lunching, Tree, it's so nice to see you. Hi, Iced. Autumn, it's really nice to see you. Yeah, it's can you try and telling to be diplomatic up here? I don't think that was the place for her to be chatting about those things. Given it is a sensitive subject for a lot of people didn't agree with it, and they have their own channel now, so it's not going to be an issue. Spanx is taking things kind of back to the beginning with the Lifeboat. I think he's going to do wonderful overall. He's really looking for guidance from the viewership and anything we can think of that we want or want to improve. I don't know when or if he'll bring back the call-in show, but I'm sure that that will be. I mean, I spent all that to get it. It would be a sad, sad thing not to bring it back. So I hope he does that soon because that would be a wonderful chance for him to get to know us, um, being able to hear our voices. I know he hears them from behind the scenes, but being the one to be interacting, with that person as they're talking, I think that that would be a great opportunity for him to get to know more of the lifeboat. Misha, no problem. All right, you lurk and just I know guys, everyone give a clap to Misha. She has at every turn that I have noticed, she has been putting our link to Surviving the Cracks up, has been trying to get our viewership up. Um, I don't know if it's just kind of where we've been announcing it, if there are people. How can, how can we all be jealous? I have two hubbies. Who's your second one, baby? I'm assuming you have an online husband, but I don't know who it is. No problem, Shannon. You can just listen. I do have too many lions, Janet. Moki, which I call Mocha sometimes, it's Moki is how I spell his name, and Tigger is his brother. They're litter mates. We got them uh, be 3 years this fall. Yeah. Uh, my son, it was kind of the beginning of COVID, obviously, then, or middle of COVID, and he wasn't seeing his friends. And we just had been talking about getting pets around here, and they just helped. They helped, pets always help emotions, and they helped mine immensely. They are his cats. He comes home and they go flying downstairs. It is hilarious. Um, if they are out on the porch, this is a short that I'm going to get and post up. If they're out on the porch, perching up on the little railing there, if he comes home in through the back gate, it's meow fest. They see him and it's meow, 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 and it's absolutely hilarious. So we're going to do that as well. Maybe I will post that on Surviving the Cracks. And once we have our video up of my interview, I think if we're pulling people in with the shorts, if they see a title that says Fetish Club, they might be interested in clicking on that. And maybe that'll get them enough to at least sub and see what the next one's going to be. I'm trying to catch up with you. Less than a day. Yeah, they did. Well, I will say this, Surviving the Cracks is it's not one or the other. So we don't look at it as a cause. We look at it as a chance for you guys just to get silly with us and to laugh. Think of it as Chow's channel for daytime or evening time, whenever we choose to go. It's just not going to be at midnight. She's got the late at night. We'll just have the early night or whatever. It's just a chance to laugh. You guys can get to know each other a little bit more. We can bring more people on screen and just laugh together. If anybody has a funny story they want to tell, just that's what Surviving the Cracks is going to be about, because laughter really truly is the best medicine. I know I feel better when I laugh. And if we can just get together once or twice or 3 times a week, whatever it is, and all laugh together at silly stuff, it's just built in feel goods, And I think that we all need that in our lives. I know I do. We go through our lives and, uh, I live with my son, but he's got his own life. He's almost 18. And if I'm not going out, I'm usually not seeing anybody because I'm an at-home work person. So having a chance to interact with you guys either on the lifeboat or here or through Jen's channel or maybe through Todd's channel, we it's needed, and I need that type of connection. And so I think surviving the cracks is just going to be that feel good connection instead of dealing with any of these heavy subjects that we normally deal with. Oh, you're stepping away from the lifeboat. Yeah, a lot of people are, and I would encourage you maybe in a while, whatever that while is, to stop back once and just see if you like how things are going with Spanx. I think he's going to do well. He's really getting his feet wet right now. He's getting his footing, figuring out kind of how to talk to everybody. When he really gets going on something, though, he's a really good speaker, like his father is. So, but I don't feel bad. Chris is here. Lord Chrisvik is here. Where did I miss him? I totally missed him. Ah, there you are. Hello, hello. Oh, is he your hubby? Okay, got it. I didn't know. All right. Sandy, you like fun channels. Good. Well, like we said, if you're not subscribed to Surviving the Cracks, please go subscribe. Beg your friends to subscribe so we can hit that 50 mark and can get on live. If you're already subscribed, check to see that you're not unsubbed. We had 12 people overnight unsubbed. Purposefully or just because of YouTube, don't know. I'm just going to assume YouTube because I don't like what the other one connotes. So, a lot of people are, some people I've heard have kind of gotten on YouTube burnout, and I think when you get into so many different chats and you're getting so many different people and the drama that can be in those, sometimes it's good just to take a step back, taking a step back from social media. You can still pop in on certain things and just say hi if you need that connection to some people, which I would encourage you to do. There's still the Discord server if you need connection. All I ask is you don't isolate yourself. If you've got people in your life, in your real life, non-online life, that you still have connections to and can still be able to talk to, great. If you don't, however, I encourage you, if you need a break, that's fine, but don't take a break for too long from everybody because it can be really easy to isolate again, especially our personalities. And when you isolate, we know what happens, not good things, right? So you need some form of connection. It can even be just watching something on replay. But really having that live interaction is really important. So please, people, stay in touch with someone, if it's in your real life or whether it's online. Just don't isolate. And if you feel yourself isolating but are still sick of YouTube, shoot me an email. survivingtogethersass@gmail.com, and we'll chat. Okay? I don't want you going this alone. So please. App full of hope. What is that, Anik? Is that just something that you put there, or is that somebody's handle for somebody's YouTube? Because I would definitely not want to. Oh, you're saying hi to somebody. I'm sorry, I didn't even see it. Full of hope. We're so glad you're here. Welcome. I don't think I know you. So I'm Sharon, by the way. Hello. Yeah, we won't get into all that. I know you guys can talk on Discord about, I know some people feel lied to. Some people are really hurt about the whole thing. There are a lot of rumors going around. There's some misinformation going around that I know is misinformation. So we'll just leave it at that things didn't go so well with him stepping back. A lot of people were hurt. It was done rather abruptly. But I guess he needed it. And Spanx said he was totally different the next day or later that day. And I won't fault him for getting what he needs. And we'll just kind of leave it at that. Kristen Melinda, so glad you are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we have been on and off because we've had you guys dribbling in for the last little while. Not sure what this is in relation to, but yeah, I think, get through the initial change with the lifeboat, and then you can see how you feel with it. And I would just encourage you to give Spanx a chance at some point in time. But if you need to step back right now, please do. Self-care is still always important. It's the most important thing. And that's the thing I support Tommy on, is if he needed to step back because it just wasn't going well for him, then he needed to step back. Everyone can argue and disagree on how and when and the way and all of that, but the bottom line is I think he's mentally healthier for stepping back. What he chooses to do then still on YouTube is his business. It's not something that it's not something that I'm going to be involved in or subscribe to or anything. It's just not my cup of tea. Yeah, you're right, Janet. Spanx is he gets, there's certain subjects you will see him get a little animated on, and that's when he starts talking a little louder, a little faster, and it's kind of funny because it's just somebody getting so excited about something. He's just beginning with this, and I think even in a couple weeks he's going to be totally different, a lot smoother with things, and as he gets to know everybody. And I think there's a difference getting to know somebody being in that chair than being behind the scenes. You might be just kind of reading through, but you're not interacting with them. And I think that's really different. When I'm just in the lifeboat with you guys versus sitting here in this chair and interacting with you, I do feel different as well. Absolutely, 100%, Shannon. It is okay to grieve for the loss. And that's why I brought this up, because I wanted to check in with each and every one of you and see how you're doing. I know it wasn't an easy transition for some just because it's change, some because of the way the change happened. And so you need to take care of yourself. And if that's grieving for what is lost, stepping back and just kind of calming yourself and clearing your brain, and then stepping back into something different, which really is the lifeboat 2.0 back in the beginning. That's why I look at it. We're lifeboat 2.0 now. And he's taking it back to the roots. And as an addiction channel, I think it's good. Like I said, there's other places on social media that you can go to listen to the other types of things that Tommy brought to the table. So 100%. Oh dear. Dear goodness, Misha. Yeah, that's gotta be rough. We would like you not to go to jail. Murder is frowned upon, as is great bodily harm, which I'm sure you're probably interested in both of them. I would be as well. I get headaches like you do, and if my neighbors blasted their bass incredibly loud all the time, I would probably go insane as well. Earplugs are about the only thing that I can recommend. And even that, I know they bleed through, but earplugs with music in them, calm music. Yeah, it's 3.0. Oh, you're right, because he stepped away, right, and then they came back again. So yeah, it is 3.0. But you're on enough, you're going to go through changes. I know this channel a year from now is not going to be the same. I hope that we have more subscribers. I hope that I'm talking to more of you survivors. But as we grow, things are going to change a little bit, and it's going to become a slightly different channel, probably a little more structured in what I'm talking about rather than some of these ramblings that we get into. Um, yeah, they do have noise canceling headphones and stuff. I know there are some earbuds. The new Apple earbuds have noise canceling in them as well. I have tried my son's and they do work. But just even foam earbuds, at least it'd break it down to a low, dull bass. I don't know if that's helpful or not, but we really don't want you to go to jail, Misha. Please. Yeah, they're just going to get pissed off and do it louder, probably, is my guess, So I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, as the channel grows, we will probably get some trolling, but this is a pretty niche market, and I think it's going to be real easy to identify the trolls. I mean, sometimes people's comments get taken off on channels, and I don't understand why. Maybe it's because that person has been doing these types of things before and I just don't recognize it. But I think it's going to be real easy to weed out our trolls. And if they start in the emails, it's I'll read 2 sentences and then I toss it. It's not anything I'm going to get involved in. That's one thing that I have learned from the other creators, is just not getting involved in it. Don't give them any of your energy. So we're going to be deleting things right off the bat. If it's something bad enough, I'm going to be banning them right off the bat. Otherwise, you get one warning and you do something nasty again, then you're banned. 100%. I'm not going to put you in timeout for a day. You're banned. We are all going through big stuff, trauma. We're all trying to heal. And we talk about important things. And no one should be disrespecting that. So if they have anything negative to say, they will be out. And you have my promise on that. And you have my Wrench's promises on that. It will absolutely not be tolerated. Let's see. Did I get everything? Pretty much. Oh, one other thing before I get to the reading that I wanted to do today. Yeah, I kind of have control issues with anger as well. Misha, what did I do with the book? There it is. Davey, I understand that. I tend to fly off the handle a little bit quicker than I should. Working on it. One thing that I wanted to bring up to you guys, and 100% wholly voluntary. Please do not feel like you are pressured in any sort of way to do this. It's just an option if you want to. If you want to send a video in, half an hour or less with your survivor story, you can send it to me at my Gmail address. And I'm thinking if I get enough, I'm going to create a playlist called Survivor Stories. I'll put mine in there. Jen will make one and she'll put hers in there. I will put the video with Mary Jones in there. If you don't, that's totally fine. It's just an option. If this is something you feel like you want to do or you need to do, if you feel like it's something you want to do, but you don't want it published, that's fine too. Make it for yourself. Send it to me if you feel like you need to share it with somebody else, because that's, your disclosure or whatnot, or just getting it out there. That's fine too. I will never, ever, ever, ever publish anything sent to me without the permission of the person who created it. Flat out. It doesn't matter if it's just a picture you sent me. If I have not gotten your consent, affirmative consent, then I'm not posting it. Nobody needs that in their life. So if you want to, I've got the thought kind of sitting out there, and we'll just see what happens in the future. No, Shannon, you aren't the only one. You definitely aren't the only one who's upset about the whole situation with the lifeboat. It it hit a lot of us hard, and I think the abruptness of it was a good portion of it. So do not feel bad that you feel bad. Don't. You are in good company, and there's lots more of you. If it's something you guys want to want to talk to about more, there's plenty of people on Discord who I know would speak to you about this. I would warn you, however, to be very careful on things that you may hear, because again, I do know that there's misinformation going around, and there's rumors going around that I know for a fact aren't true. So please be careful in what you take from other people. Find out where they found out, where they heard it from, and always try and get to the source. So you gave up coffee? Oh my goodness, full of hope. You're my hero. You're my inspiration. I am going to try desperately this year. In the second half of the year, I'm giving myself till July 1st. Yeah, I don't do much Discord. It's just because I work full time during the day, and then I got research for these videos and just home life and all the other things that go along with it. I just generally don't have a lot of time for it. So if anybody tries to get me on there and I haven't answered, I apologize. I try and check it occasionally to make sure. But if you ever really need to get a hold of me, or really just want to talk and get a hold of me, please just send me an email at Surviving Together. I always get those alerts. I don't always get alerts from Discord, whether it's on my phone or on the computer. So, but I always get my Gmails. So definitely need to do that. Maybe you need to make us a Facebook page. Well, you can, if you guys want to run that and be on that. I am not on Facebook. I don't do Facebook or Instagram or any other social media, actually. That was a conscious decision on my part. About 12, 13 years ago, kind of got sucked into the whole Facebook thing as well, checking it 14 times a day, never having it far away, and then starting to feel bad about myself because of other people always posting their lives in the cheeriest of ways, and look what we're doing. And my husband re-proposed to me for his 20th anniversary on a scuba diving trip underwater, and wasn't that just wonderful? Oh, that's lovely. Mine's divorcing me. It just got too much, and I just said, you know what? I'm not doing this. I just can't. So I do not mind if you guys create a Facebook page, as long as everything on there is positive, as long as you are talking to each other in a respectful and positive manner. I do not want anything negative, and I don't want drama. I know some other places that are starting to get drama now, and if that was to happen, I would shut it down. It just, it creates too much chaos, and it creates stress for everybody. And really, that's the last thing any of us need in our lives. It happens. I don't know if you saw the lifeboat post that I had a couple of days ago, but I relapsed, guys. I did. I relapsed. And I'm suffering the consequences now. I cannot smoke weed without damaging my gums. And I got to the point where who gives a flying F? And I did it anyway. And I suffered more damage. I did it to myself. So I set that as my quit date again, and we're working on our sobriety. 2 days sober. Woohoo! I think that's right. Yeah. As of tonight, it'll be 2 days sober. So It happens, whether you're in full relapse or whether you just have certain symptoms that come back. Once we get to sobriety, or once we get to dealing with our trauma, things may trigger us. The triggering aspect isn't limited just to our SA experiences. So look at your life, look at what's been happening, look at the stress that was in there. Was there something full of hope that triggered this for you? And so as you step back and as you look at that, if you can figure that out, then you can deal with the source. And hopefully that will have your nightmares going away again. The names are confusing. I call Sharon Smith my name twin. I know. And she's mine. Uh, well, I tell you what, I do have a nickname, and I will be using it on Surviving the Cracks. I was going to surprise you guys, but I can tell you now. My nickname is Mac, M-A-K. And if you want, any of you are welcome to call me by Mac. I know one of you already does, and that's totally fine. I'm good with it. It's a nickname I've had for a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. So please feel free. Mac. There you go. Now you guys won't get confused. Shannon and Sharon can keep being twins. That's okay. Yeah, Discord, Anik's right. Just in case anybody didn't know, Discord has a phone option. So, and a video option as well. So you can either just talk to somebody, or you can do like video chats where, like needing a meeting, or a bunch of people kind of come in and you're all chatting with each other without having to exchange phone numbers and whatnot. And I know a lot of people have used that, and some people have really gotten to know each other through doing that and spent some evenings just video chatting. So that's another option. That'd be a great option to do at some point. I think one day I may just set it as interactive. And what that's going to mean is you guys have to raise your hand to come on screen, or I'm just going to be trying to pick people. We're just going to be talking about people and different lives and kind of get to know each other a little bit more. We get these snippets of people's lives that we learn if you're not talking to someone behind the scenes. And I'd love to get to know you a little bit more, drill into my head. What state are you from, at least? Do you have kids? Just kind of the basics. And anything else you want to tell us about too, and kind of get to know each other a little bit more before this blows up. Because I feel like eventually, when the word gets out that there's a surviving channel for SA people, that will have a lot more people. It just needs to get out to the right place, right? So we'll see what happens with it in the future. I do want to, Gypsy, so glad you are here. Full of hope. We're glad you stopped by today. Thank you so much. Much love to you as well. Matt, Daddy, Mama. There you go. Full of hope. You don't have to talk about SA. That is one thing. If you did not know about this channel, you never have to talk about your personal experience. You don't. You don't even have to talk about your trauma that came from that experience. Everything is 100% voluntary. You can just be here and listen and talk to people about whatever you want. You're going to start gaining the skills and gaining the knowledge of what we're talking about by osmosis, just by being here and by listening to things. So I don't ever look down upon anybody or feel like you should release your story. Okay? It's your story. The only thing I ask is that you do disclose to somebody out loud. If in the beginning all you can do is write your story in a journal and write it down, whether it's online or whether it's, book, that's fine. But there is power in speaking out loud. It does make it real. And I think it's only when we make something real that we can truly heal. Because otherwise our whole brain isn't into it. We're not fully committed to what happened to us because we're still trying to push part of that away. If that's talking out loud to the wall, that's fine. It doesn't have to be talking on video. It doesn't have to be talking into a mirror where you see yourself. Just out loud. That's all that's required. You can go in the middle of the woods and say it, if you're afraid anyone's going to overhear you at your house. But just please, if you haven't said it out loud before, try and get off. I think we're in all different time zones. I know you're probably 5-6 hours ahead of us. It's 4:00 in the evening here. What time is it there? I'm guessing 9 or 10. I could be wrong about that. I know we have some people on Central Time. Davey's on Central Time. I think Misha is as well. Tree Hugging Buddhist is on the coast. Yep, you're way up in the corner, so you're on 10. Ooh, I got it right. Close. It's like, yay. Janet's a couple hours behind. Yep, so she's on Mountain Time. So we've kind of got it going through an ice cream truck. Dang agoraphobia. Oh, it's too bad you don't have a runner, somebody who could go out for you and come back. That's funny. You got to laugh at we have to laugh at our shortcomings sometimes. Otherwise, they just drag us down too much. And again, that's what surviving the cracks is going to be. It's going to be laughing at ourselves, laughing at things that we experience or view or that someone else has. So yeah, it looks like we are all across the thing. Sandy, when are you not traveling? I swear. Every time I talk to you, you're on a plane, and now you're in Madrid. Well, bring back pictures is all I ask, okay? Bring back pictures. Oh, I'd love to travel more. God, I'd love to travel more. Eventually. How did I become Mac? Okay, well, in general, Mac is my online name. When I started online dating, it's wise not to use your real name. I had always loved the name Michaela. I was going to name a girl child Michaela, actually, if I ever had one. And this is from back when I was a preteen, early teen, 11, 12, something like that. Then Michaela became a really popular name. And I said, well, shit, now I can't use it because I wasn't going to name something that was really popular and everybody else had it with a gazillion different spellings. So I said, well, there goes that, right? So when it came time to choose a name, I was like, Michaela. But I shortened it to Mac. It was easier. So I've become Mac to a lot of people. And some people I've met online who I've since met in person who have become friends, and they still call me Mac. So Mac or Sharon, I really don't mind either one. Seems like here it might be easier for Mac so it doesn't get confused with our other people because we do have a Shannon and a Sharon. Barcelona is so beautiful, full of hope says, oh, yes. You're a flight attendant, Shannon. Wow. That's so cool. That is awesome. Oh, you've been to Ireland, full of hope. That's just so nice. Gypsy, you struggle with agoraphobia too. Yeah, I've found a lot of people who have isolated it. If you isolate too long, it gets to that point. I was darn near, probably 8 months ago, a year ago, I did not go anywhere, and the thought of going somewhere was sending me into a not good place. That's the first time I got anxiety meds. Um, I was not comfortable doing it. I forced myself to at least go over to my family's place for dinner, and that was the first step for me in getting out. Walking to the mailbox was even a huge one, but then just going to my family's dinner and being around family, at least I was out of the house. So we tried to do that. The only place in Europe I've been is Belgium. It was a stopover. It actually happened to be a day over. So we got there like 7 in the morning or something like that. And we didn't leave till 10 at night. Fortunately, one of the people in our group knew somebody in Brussels, and they took us all around Brussels looking at all of the big stuff. And it was an absolute once in a lifetime, to have gotten that. So from waffles to chocolate to the mannequin piss to Belgian beer, experienced it all. It was absolutely wonderful. Bye, Janet. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, it can be, but these connections I really do feel are the first step. I started connecting on the lifeboat, and that was my first step in getting out of my agoraphobia. I still wasn't going anywhere, but I was at least connecting with people, and I was talking with people, and they were in different places, and we were talking about different things in different places. And that connection just made me feel well enough that I thought I could manage going to my family dinner. It's only a mile and a half away too, so you have to understand that it wasn't a long drive. So, and I wasn't even driving, so I got to just sit there and white knuckle it over. It's insidious because it creeps on, and so the more you're alone and the more you're in the house, the more you want to be, and the more you want to cocoon yourself there. And it's a process getting out. If you want to, or if you are in the process, please give yourself grace, because it does take a while. As they say, anything that took you a while to get into is going to take you a while to get out of, generally speaking. And that's the rule of thumb I live by, to give myself some peace in dealing with things when they're not happening as quickly. Judge Gore said, you felt it creeping in after the lockdown, but seems to be back to normal by now. Yeah, the lockdown is really what did it for me. I mean, I was always kind of tending towards that because I wasn't dating. I was just raising my son. That was it. I didn't really know anybody in town. My work friends were just people at work. And so when the lockdown happened and I was working from home, then all bets were off. Agoraphobia was quickly on its way to me. So I think that the lockdown had a large part to do with a lot of people who said, either from an isolation standpoint or then getting to the agoraphobia standpoint, a lot of people may not have even been there, or would never have gotten there if it wasn't for the lockdown. So you be careful about the people that you bring into your life then, Misha. Okay? Because the people who are worth being in your life should not be adding extra weight to you. They may lean on you from time to time, but you should not have to support them 100%. Being friends, it goes both ways. There are times where we may carry somebody for a little bit, but this is not something that should be the norm. And it shouldn't be every person who is your friend. Then I feel like it's more of a taking advantage situation. And that's just a real press on our psyche. Shannon, I can imagine, being a flight attendant, and since the lifeboat helped her connect from all different places. Yeah. I mean, imagine the people who are traveling, whether they're traveling salesmen or because of marketing, and they're always on the road. It makes it very difficult to maintain friendships. Um, and it makes it very difficult dating. I've met a lot of people like that say, I'm just not home a whole lot. That's why I don't have anybody. A lot of people, but they're all acquaintances, Treese says. Yeah, that's kind of how I used to be. And then with the lockdown, those acquaintances just really went away, and I was isolating anyway. So it's not like even if they had contacted me, I was going to want to do anything with them. So it definitely had a big impact on my life. I wanted to read you guys today's entry. It's a book called Courage to Change, One Day at a Time in Al-Anon. Both these books that this one is based in Al-Anon, so there's a lot of AA references with it. This one doesn't have any, but I just skip over those because I don't have the active alcohol in my life anymore. But there's a lot of good information in here and just a lot of good reminders. And so I get to it every day like I want to, but I try to. And the reading that I did in the video, This Is What Surviving Together Is All About, was from the other book, the meditation book that I read from. If you guys have not checked out that video, This Is What Surviving Together Is All About, please do. It's a shorter video, and the reading just really speaks to connection and my hope for what we're creating here. So I encourage you, please, to check that out. One other thing before I do this reading, I am going to be doing a short video either today or tomorrow, and I will be attaching a podcast YouTube video from Mel Robbins. I know a lot of you guys follow her or at least have heard of her. She's a self-help type person. She's been doing videos for a long time. She's been in the space for a long time. She's phenomenal interviewer, just person, the types of things that she brings up. If you guys are looking for self-help type things or to address things with mental health or even your body, she's a go-to. So it's Mel, M-E-L, Robbins with 2 B's, R-O-B-B-I-N-S. And I will link her channel as well as just the link to this particular video. It is with Dr. Haver and Claire Haver. She has one other name and I'm forgetting it right now, but she is the #1 researcher on menopause in the country. Menopause has not gotten the research that it deserves. It is really up and coming in the last number of years. I had heard her speak on it before in another video many months ago. And I took the information and that was kind of it. I didn't really do anything more about it. But this particular interview with Mel Robbins, now she goes through perimenopause, which can start as early as 35, guys. She goes through menopause and she goes through postmenopause. She even talks about just your regular cycle as well. But this is all about how these changes in your body affect you and affect different ailments. I know Janet's not here anymore. I had sent it over to her just after I'd gotten it because I was just so excited. And even she said, oh my God, there are light bulbs just going poof, 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 poof. And Mel Robbins even said, on a certain occasion, she's like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. I never thought of it that way. I never realized that. Did you know menopause can cause joint aches, joint locks? It's like a shoulder lock or something. It can cause brain fog. All of these things can be attributable to menopause. Now, maybe it isn't in your case, but if you are going through it, if you're in perimenopause or menopause, getting your estrogen and progesterone levels checked I think is a really good idea. I'm going to, and my hope is if I can get on hormone therapy, maybe there are some of these other drugs that I don't need, because that will be treating the cause. And so I won't have those symptoms anymore. And she also goes through speaking about how much misinformation there is about hormone therapy and about people who can take it and can't take it. She said there are a lot more people that can take it than anybody realizes. Just because you've had cancer or breast cancer before, that does not 100% preclude you from hormone therapy. There are certain steps that you need to make sure that you have to be qualified, but you can do it. It depends on the type of hormone therapy it is, Shannon, on how expensive it is. I have not looked into a lot of it. I know my mother is on one and her insurance does pay for it. But believe it or not, Medicaid will pay for a guy, Chris, Todd, to go in to the doctor's office for erectile dysfunction and get a prescription for Viagra. Medicaid will not pay for a woman to go in with menopause issues. You mention the word menopause and it will not be covered. So the key is, if you're on Medicaid or Medicare, the key is to go in talking about symptoms so you can have it filed under that. It's not scamming, it's just coding it differently to have it covered, because it should be covered. There's absolutely no reason. If you're covering erectile dysfunction, there's no reason why you shouldn't be covering menopause. Something that is going to affect, I think they said like 11 or how many billion people, because every woman is going to go through it unless they've had their parts removed. So Gypsy says that you couldn't continue because you lost your RX insurance. I believe, don't quote me, but I believe I have seen some over-the-counter medication. I don't know, and I don't know how effective it is, but there is, Dr. Claire Haver has a book coming out at the end of April, which is probably going to be phenomenal. But she also, there's a link through this podcast to her channel, and she has a free empowerment guide on menopause. I've downloaded it. I have not looked at it yet. You can download it right then, and they send it to your email so that you can have it then and download it yourself, save it somewhere. And her channel, that's pretty much what she deals with on her channel. So if there were some vitamins, some supplements that she encouraged everyone to do, vitamin D being one. There's a particular type of magnesium that she recommends people have, and that's really going to help. So these are some things, Gypsy, you might be able to do that might help you a lot. And I forget, there was a third one, and I forget what the third one is, but they talk about it and they go over it in the podcast. Plus sleep, diet, exercise, the standards, they all do help a lot with menopause, making sure you're getting everything that you need. Excuse me. So I am going to be setting that as a separate video. I thought about linking it just here, but I think it's going to be easier for you guys to find as a separate video. And I'll speak just a few minutes about it, and then you guys can go through the link. Or if you're eager to see it, you can go to Mel Robbins's, go to her webpage and just type in your interview with Dr. Haver or Dr. Haver, and it'll pop up. Viagra's always covers. Yeah, it does. Seems like it does. Okay. Are you asking me, Shannon? Are you asking me about the doctor? Her name is Claire Haver. And there's her website, and she's got her email and how to contact her as well. Definitely. There is a link through, there's a link through the video that you can go through, and there's a couple more steps, and it gets to patient referred doctors. So people who have seen doctors who love them for menopause issues, for female issues, anything that has to do with perimenopause or menopause. And I was shocked that there was one in my city in Michigan, because mine's not that big. I'm not Detroit. So I'd encourage everybody, because you have to put your country in as well. So I would encourage everybody to go in there and just see, is there a doctor near you? Now, I'm convinced they're not going to be in my network. How much it will cost me to go to them, I have no clue. But it's nice knowing that there's somebody here who does specialize in that, who's gone through the specialized training for menopause. And this particular doctor runs a group of 3 in her practice that she's opened. She's up to 3 doctors, and they all have this type of thank you for writing that, Shannon. I really appreciate that. Yeah, she is incredible, and she's our age, if you're my age. I think she's no older than 55 or so. So she's going through this as well. Mel Robbins is 52, I think, something like that. So she's right here along with everybody. Some of them are in menopause. Some of them, I'm 51 and I'm still in perimenopause. If my mom's any guide, I've got probably another couple of years before I actually go into menopause. And she talks about that transition too. And how do you tell beyond the standard, you don't have a period for a year? That's the standard clinical definition. But she talks about other changes that happen that give you an indication that, hey, we're on the cusp, or we're crossing over into this. So different things that you need to do when you get there. I know. Deidre, I'd be very interested to see what things are like for you with healthcare there. If you guys don't know, Deidre Gore is in South Africa. So she has a very, very just different thing. Why are we thanking you, Shannon? Oh, because you put Claire Haver up. Thank you for putting that down. I didn't have to spell it out loud then. Oh, and Davey said you said it before I could. Whoopsie. Don't know what happened there. Okay. We're back. I guess don't touch my cord. Your baby hair started growing on your face. Yeah, I got that too. And I am officially still in perimenopause, because they also look at there's some hormone level that they look at. And once you cross a certain level, they know that you're in perimenopause, that you've actually made it to that point. And then when it gets to another certain level, they can say that, yes, you're definitely in menopause. I don't know what it is. Another glitchy Mickey. I know, I touched the cord where it plugged into the computer just a little bit, and it just went all haywire. I guess it was like, don't touch me. All right. I'll back off. So I'd be really interested to see what you guys think after you listen to that video. I would love you guys to pop comments into that video after you've seen Dr. Haver speak, and see if any light bulbs went off for you. You don't have to speak about anything personal if you don't want to. That's totally fine. That's not what I'm asking, but just let me know if you learned anything from it. I think you'll be surprised. And guys, I think it's good for the guys to listen to too, because it just gives you an idea as to what we all go through that you don't. One of the things that really surprised me that they've learned now from studying with menopause is that The medications, heart palpitations can be caused by menopause. It's not a heart issue itself. It's caused because of your menopause. And the statins, the drugs they've been giving women to fix that heart issue, they work for men. They discovered they don't work for women. You're taking it for nothing. And there are some other drugs like that that work for men, but don't work for women. And it's because menopause is causing it. So there's a whole new set of drugs that really need to get developed as well. But I think that if we follow, this is a natural process, and I believe that there's a way for us to naturally control it. Now, could that be very difficult? Yes, because I don't exercise every day. But, all those things that they tell us. But exercising, weight training, extremely important, especially if you're not doing it, starting at 40 up, because of how porous our bones become. We lose our bone density, and it becomes so much easier for us to break bones then as we get older. So doing that strength training helps to remodel your bone, matzel, that's a tease, and helps it grow. Before I read my thing, which I am going to get to, one of the things I was totally surprised with, this was a shocker to me. Maybe some of you guys know this, but our bone is constantly remaking new bone. The bones you have now are not the bones you were born with. Just like your blood recycles itself every day and you've got new blood is made, or your skin layers, the top layer is always schluffling off and you're always developing, new skin. Your bones are doing the same thing. That was a jaw-dropping moment for me. I was like, say what? You gotta be kidding me. I was totally shocked at that. So I don't know if that surprises any of you guys, but it certainly did me. Yeah, this is what, whoops, I was meant to do this one first. State healthcare is affordable, but hard to access, slow and underfunded. I'm not 100% sure if there's anybody still from Canada here. Oh, Chris, you're in Canada. Is it the same? Because I know that everybody has it, but I have heard that it's difficult to get into some specialists and the waits are pretty long. Okay. All righty. I'm going to get to the reading. And it's just a good reminder, I think, to keep in mind for every day. And I know that I didn't do it this morning with my son. I snapped and I was sarcastic in a not nice way about something he was just simply asking me. And it's because I was irritated at something that was in front of me. And it was the wrong way to respond. And, we mended that fence. But here's what it says. If I don't know how to respond to a situation today, why not try responding with kindness? Whether I accept or turn down a request, agree or disagree with someone's point of view, I can still treat the other person with respect and courtesy. I can say no as gently and lovingly as I say yes. Today, I can honor my decisions without being defensive because I respect my right to make the best decisions I can. Even when others are not happy with those decisions, I can behave in a way that feels good for me. Others have the right to disagree, to feel differently, to be disappointed. I can respect that right and still stick to my principles. Relationships are complicated because people are complicated. We each have our own ideas, values, and hopes, and they can't always coincide with the desires of those we love. Disagreements can be healthy and enlightening if we view them as a way to develop and deepen our relationships. Kindness and respect for everyone concerned will go a long way towards making this possible. treat everyone with kindness. It's such a simple thought, such a simple phrase. But when we get upset, when we get angry, it's so difficult to remember. So we have to practice it, especially when we're not in those states. And the more that we do, the easier it'll just become. So it's treating that stranger with kindness, that person who's behind you in line at the grocery store and only has one item in their hand. Let them go in front. It's okay. If you could spare that extra, minute that it's going to take them to check out. If somebody's trying to pull in front of you and he's even cutting you off, instead of trying to speed up and close that gap so they can't get in, just back off. Let them go. Obviously, there's something they need to do that's really important to them. Is it that important to you that you take that space? That you're driving there and they're not? So I've spoken about this with my son because he's young and I never want him to get into a road rage situation. So I think it's definitely something that any of us that are lean towards losing our top a little bit quicker than others, something definitely to keep in mind. And if you can practice it with strangers, if it becomes more second nature to us, just doing it even to strangers, it's going to in our everyday lives with the people that are around us, with the people that are closest to us. And it can start as easy as going, "Baby, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you came. You mean a lot to me." Treating someone with kindness. It doesn't have to be because of any particular reason. Sometimes those kind words just out of the blue mean the most to somebody. Are you asking me this, Shannon? I think maybe you are. Overall, it's fairly decent. It just depends on what kind of healthcare you have. What I have seen is when you call somebody, call specialists, and I can't prove this right now, but we're like the first new patient, we have on 2 months away. And I just wonder if I had regular insurance, would I have been able to get in quicker? Do they prioritize those over the people who have state insurance? Because I got to imagine their reimbursement rate probably isn't as high as it is with Blue Cross or Priority Health or any of those. But we do have a very good hospital system. We have a cancer center and we have a children's hospital, and some very good specialists. Pretty much anything I think you would need specialist-wise you can find here. It's cost. Cost is just the thing. There are a lot of doctors who I would like to go to, but they're out of network for me. And being out of network is expensive with my healthcare. So in Canada, they call us patients for a reason because we wait for everything. Okay, so yeah, you and South Africa are kind of in the same boat. Oh, wow. The medical tourism. I've heard of this with some other countries, like going, especially for plastic surgery, any elective surgeries, people going to Taiwan and some other places like that for nose jobs or implants or this, that, or the other thing. And it's a lot cheaper. But I had not known about South Africa. Well, maybe if I have anything major that needs to happen, I'll put my money into a plane ticket out there and visit you and get something done at the same time. That would be awesome. I'd love to visit South Africa. I've only ever been to Kenya. Um, I want to see Lake Victoria. I want to see the falls. There's so much. I was this close to going to school in Swaziland, but they retracted the program at the last minute. They weren't ready to have foreign students in, but yeesh, that would have been so wonderful. So wonderful. When people leave South America, they come back for visits. They schedule all the doc visits they can. I bet, if air flight was cheaper, I would be flying around. Maybe that's my next career is being flight attendant. No, I want to do this full time, guys. Traveling and being able to do this full time because I can do this from traveling. So that's my heart's desire, to be honest. I would love doing Jen's channel, and if that takes off first, so be it. We just want to be able to reach out to people. We want to be able to help people. And obviously, SA is where my heart is. And it's what I always saw myself doing kind of at the end of my time, my work time, instead of being in my profession. I thought maybe I'd have something law and SA related, but totally SA related. That's cool with me as well. You're moving continents. Where are you going? Audrey, where are you going? Yes, what continent? Inquiring minds want to know. We're really excited to hear what you have to say. In the meantime, I will read you the last little bit from the century, and it is actually a quote from the Talmud, which is a Jewish Bible, I guess. You're moving to Ireland. Oh my gosh. You can't, in good conscience, encourage anyone to come to South Africa. Not even to visit? But I have to go to Uganda or Tanzania. More Tanzania than Uganda. Guys, I'm an archaeology nut. Okay, I fully admit it. At the time when I was in Kenya, Lucy was the oldest hominid that they had found. They've since found much, much, much older, but she was the oldest, and they had her put together as much as they had at the university or at the Nairobi Museum in Nairobi. I can't tell you how long I stood there and stared at this hominid. I love archaeology of all kinds, whether it's finding skeletons or finding things or finding, post holes where things used to be. If I could have a second career, it would be on a dig somewhere. That would be awesome. That's a huge bucket list thing to go to an archaeological dig. Would love it. There's actually a retreat type thing you can do in I think it's in New England states for like a week. And you can go on a dig, and then they also put you into like the pottery restoration room. And so you're trying to put the pottery pieces together like a jigsaw puzzle. I'd probably stay there for days. I'd probably move there if I could, if they'd let me just stay in the pottery room. That would be awesome too. So all these things that I'd love to do. Ireland, we've got other people. Oh, it's not safe for women there. Yeah. Yeah. I have heard that. We'll get into that some other time. Different places around the world and how they treat women and the SA rates. It's hard to get solid rates for some other countries. So it might have to be pick and choosing, whatever we can get. But here's today's reminder, guys. Today, I will try to view every conflict as an opportunity to heal. I will honor myself by responding with courtesy. And from the Talmud, the highest form of wisdom is kindness. So that's the end of the reading. Shannon, you love archaeology too? Yeah, I read about archaeology. I dream about going on an archaeological dig, I've been raising my son. He graduates from high school this year, and that's going to allow me a lot more freedom to go places as long as I can get the money together. That's going to be key. So I'm definitely trying to find a permanent job versus going project to project like I do, because we have days in between, weeks when I don't work, and that's hard on the pocketbook. So love something that was a little more solid where I could actually save up money and be able to travel a little bit, go someplace, because I don't have anybody to rely on for those types of things. Gypsy, you want a channel that supports people trying to get off psych meds? Interesting. I would help you if I knew anything about that, but I certainly don't. That is out of my wheelhouse 100%. Just came back for a moment to hit the like button. Hope everyone joins me. Yes, please do. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're subscribed to Surviving the Cracks. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you saw where you're subscribed, please make sure you're still subscribed, because we lost a lot of subscribers a couple of nights ago. Excuse me. I'm getting dry mouth. So if anybody has some weird or crazy stories, things that we can laugh about, and you want to come on with us, we'll pull you up onto the screen and let's talk about your crazy story. This is what Surviving the Cracks is going to be about. It's going to be about laughter. It's going to be about healing through laughter, and just being able to feel that connection, and it kind of being in a room with a group of your best friends, a group of really good friends who you like, instead of gathering at the bar, we're just gathering here. So I'm really excited. And Jen is super, super excited too about doing Surviving the Cracks. It is a perfect mesh of our two channels to do something that is 100% opposite of our channels. There may be some subjects that we'll bring up and that we'll talk about a little bit that either have to do with the TTI industry or have to do with SA. Maybe if there's a crime case that comes up that's an SA that I have something to say about, we might talk about something like that. But we're always going to be spending the majority of the time laughing. So if you want to laugh, please sub in, and we will get going live just as soon as we possibly can. You saw we were back down to 20. We were at 22 this morning. We were up to 30 was our max. Then we were down to 18 overnight. The next morning we went to 18. Then we gained 4 subscribers to 22, and now apparently we're back down to 20. Okay, guys, this is just it. Beg everybody, I begged my mom. I made her subscribe. So any of you guys, husbands, brothers, sisters, daughters, nieces, cousins, whoever, if they have YouTube, have them subscribe. I know we'll replace them as subscribers. If it's something that they're not interested in, that's fine. We'll replace them eventually. As soon as things get going. I'm positive that we will. And I think our first video, 28 subs. Oh, good. We're almost back to where we were a few days ago. That makes me feel better. I think our thumbnails and I think our hashtags will bring people in. So looking at that will be good. We'll try and keep that maybe to an hour or so. Oh, it was the other day you saw it drop. Yeah, Go figure, it has been up and down. I lost a subscriber. Who knew? I was up to 149. Now I'm at 148 again. I have no idea what happened. That's why I just say, yeah, any of the channels that you actually like and actually want to be subscribed to, just occasionally make sure you're still subscribed to them, because YouTube seems to be off the rails when it comes to that. Misha, this is awesome. And, that's exactly why I have this channel. And it's exactly why we're doing Surviving the Cracks, helping people, building a network of amazing people who are coming together and who are helping people. Some of you I may not know very well, but I'm connected to you at least through this. And that connection is helping. There's nothing affirmative that you necessarily have to do to be helping someone. Just your presence, just your ear can help somebody a lot. So through here, we've got our connections of people who have either been through some form of trauma, which most of us have, or specifically SA trauma. You don't have to be a part of the TTI industry. You don't have to be an SA survivor to subscribe to Surviving the Cracks or to be on there. It is not limited. That's not what we're going to be. It's not a niche like that. I don't know what niche it is. It's a laughter niche, kind of like Chow just goes on just to be silly and talk about weird things. And that's what we're going to be about. Except instead of a single person, you're going to have two best friends coming on and just talking to each other. I've heard from you all that Jen and I seem to do very well when we're together. We flow off of each other fairly well. So it's going to be great. I'm really excited about it. Pretty positive. We'll shoot that video tomorrow. Jen's busy through today. We'll shoot the interview tomorrow and have it posted just as soon as we can. So either if it needs any editing, it may be a day or two. We're going to try and do it just like we would have done a live. We're going to do a private stream and do it that way. So we'll have it up soon and you guys will be able to watch it, and certainly like and comment on it, because the comments, I didn't know this, the comments after the show, after your lives, the comments that you get really matter for the algorithm too. I had no idea. So you hear that it helps to select all for the alerts to stop YouTube from unsubbing people. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Yeah, you can try that. I mean, I'm always on that. Sometimes I found that my alert got changed from all to personalized, which means I wasn't getting any alerts because I didn't personalize anything. So yeah, check the clear bell, the full bell. Yes, we are building a village. We oh yes, announcement, guys. Announcement. You may thank Janet for this. She sort of kind of mentioned this on the fly and said that she was really glad that she was part of the SAS community. Now, I had to have an ending for Surviving Together for our Gmail because Surviving Together was taken and anything else was taken, like SAS, Sexual Assault Support or Sexual Assault Survivors. So SASS kind of became Sexual Assault Survivors Support or Support for Survivors, however you want to say that. But to be part of the SAS community. And I thought, well, that's perfect. SAS really sums up what we're doing. If you actually read out the an acronym is what I'm saying. And I know that's not right. And my brain cannot think of what the actual word is. So if someone wants to put that up, that would be great. But using initials for things instead of the full thing. And also, I think all of us are a little sassy. We've all got a little bit of an attitude. I think that's good. I like it. So the sass community, we just don't have a name for us individually as to what we are. Because I mean, to be sassers, that didn't quite sound right. So if anybody has some ideas as to what individually we are, call it acronym. Thank you. An acronym is all I could think of, and I'm like, I know if that first part isn't right. Acronym. So yes, the SaaS community, we are 100% that. We're going to put that on the banner, I think. Misha made us a wonderful thing for the banner I mentioned earlier, but it's not the right size. So we're going to use it for something else, maybe the outro, I think. Or maybe the intro. I don't know. We don't have an intro for it yet. So yeah, we'll definitely put that on the banner. And then, Misha, if you have any ideas for the background of the banner, let me know. I can tell you the size that it has to be, and then it has to be under a certain amount of megs or something like that. 6. I can get those to you. So, and if anybody else is, a graphic artist or, does creating stuff like that and wants to help with either this channel or Surviving the Cracks, we just kind of threw that up together so we could have it on, and we do not have our final logo. We're wanting to add another flower, so there's 2 flowers for each of us, but it's there for now. It's definitely a work in progress. We've got an outro that will be coming on this channel. I've got some ideas as to what I want it to do, and we'll see. Merch. Yes, I want merch. I want merch desperately. I have no idea how to do it. Somebody told me you can do merch before you monetize. I thought you had to monetize before you could do merch, but I guess that's not true. We just have to do it through something. I know that there are different places that will do a whole bunch of different types of merch that you can go to. So we might have to look into that. If somebody wants to run the merch thing, that would be great. Ooh, yeah, SaaS community, never alone, surviving together, never alone. Those are a few of the things that I would love to have on merch. You can do it like a channel preview like you did for this. Yeah, that would be wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. What we'll do, Misha, is we'll probably just have a call with the 3 of us, or a private stream with the 3 of us, you, me, and Jen, and kind of talk about our ideas for surviving together. No, Misha, I tried it for the banner and it didn't. It said it would work if you had it on a TV, but it would not. You'd get hardly any of it if you were on a separate device. So maybe I can take a screenshot of what that shows and send it to you so you can see. But that would be great. Yes, I know you're done, and that's fine. That's fine, Michelle. None of this is critical, right? We've got the channel up. We're running. We're talking about things. We're doing things. None of it's 100% critical that we get it done. It's a work in progress. And I never want to put work on somebody who doesn't want it. So anybody who works on here is 100% volunteer, guys, and just have it be something that you want to see through. Because it would really hurt if you took something for just a little bit and then dropped it and the ball ended up in our lap, because we both have pretty full plates right now. Bye, Shannon. Oh, I was going to make one other announcement. To all of our creators out there who have a channel and make stuff, I know we have Blessed to Crochet. Todd's got his. I can't think of it anymore right now, but I know that there's a bunch of you out there. Paul does his channel. He makes a bunch of stuff. Would you be interested? Would you be interested in having your channel interviewed, having the things that you make displayed on a separate channel where you can sell your wares. The thought is kind of like an Etsy thing, and I'm hoping to God nobody steals this idea that I'm saying it out loud, because I was going to approach all of you individually, but this is better, I think. So, and we're small enough. I don't think anybody will run with it. We have somebody who has volunteered to take that ball and run with it. So if you are interested, please email me at survivingtogethersass@gmail.com, and I will put you in touch with the person who is going to be running it for us. Our goal is, maybe in the next few months to get that up and running. We still have a lot of building of the page that we have to do, and a lot of figuring out how to operate the selling. And as you get new wares, how do we update that? And it's more than it's a little bit past idea stage. How about that? So if you have a channel and you want to do something, we're thinking about content creators creations, or 3Cs, or creations and collectibles, or something like that. And that could be 4Cs, but that's what it'll stand for. So it'll be easier to, at 4Cs or something like that. If anybody has a better idea for a name for the channel, shoot me it. We're not married to anything at this point. We're just batting things around, but we wanted to do it for content creators. So you need to have your own channel. So if you make something and you don't have a channel, I'd say, get one up. Or if you have some place that you already sell your things through, that's okay too, because we can link from our page then to your page where you sell your things. We just thought it would be a little unique. Instead of, I don't think there's anybody out there. The little bit of research we did, I didn't see anything out there where it's just content creators and pushing their things. So that is our idea. So you like that idea, Misha? Yeah, it just flew to my brain the other night, and I called Jen and I said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And she was all for it. And I called somebody else and said, "Hey, what do you think about this? You like it? Great. You want to run it?" And that's how the conversation went. And bless her soul, she agreed. It's so yeah, it will. That's in the making. So if you know any other creators, mention it to them and have them email me. And once we get a handful, at least, I'm not sure how many, maybe 6. What we would do is interview each of you, have you on screen, kind of like this, and you would have your things and show your things and what you do. And we'll do kind of a backstory. People always love to know how you are as an artist. How'd you get involved in it? What do you like about it? All those kind of things. Just basic kind of interview. And that will go up. And then we'll figure out somehow to get your other wares up and get pricing and all that kind of setup. There'll probably have to be like a separate video or maybe a post. I'm not really sure. We're still working on that. If you guys have ideas, then let us know. You make random vids when you have the time. You're considering changing to make a more specific focus. Yeah, that's what I've heard. If you really want a channel in general, unless you're somebody like famous, you really have to pick something and go with that. This has always been a passion. I've always wanted to do something with this. So for me, it was a matter of seeing if there was other channels out there like this. If there was too many, I would have done something different. I would have done sexual assault, but a different platform in a different way. But I did not find anything. I found people talking about it, professors or psychologists just like this, and making videos. But I didn't see anything where there was a community. There was a way to interact, where there's a way to support each other. So I think we are unique. And when the word gets out, If you guys know any creators and can get them to give us a bump as kind of a public service announcement. I know some people don't like to promote other channels if they're not kind of within their wheelhouse. But I look at this as a public service announcement. This is for the greater good. So even if your channel is about gaming, you can take 10 seconds and say, hey, there's this wonderful channel out there for sexual assault and trauma survivors. There's a community there. If you guys need help, if you need support, if you want information, this is the place to go. And it can be as simple as that. 10 seconds out of their day. So if you know anybody who might be willing to do that, have them, put them in touch with me. Or just give them the information and have them do it. That's okay. The more the word gets out there, the more people we can help, the better. And even if those people aren't involved in the chat and are lurkers, that's fine. That's fine. You're still part of the community. I'm still talking to you as well. You know, sometimes I ignore the chat. Oh, Sandy, that would be awesome. Yeah. And if she was willing to plug us, that would be great. So this is only going to spread. And that's what's in my heart. And that's the only reason why I want this to grow, so that I can do this full time, so that I can make more videos, so I can make more targeted videos, so I have more time for research and can do more topic videos. Today was really just about checking in with you guys because we had a lot of big changes. And I know personally, a bunch of you have been going through some things. And I came across that reading as well. And that kind of speaks to a lot of us. And I know personally, when I am kinder to people, I'm more at peace. It's easier to be even. You know, it's easier to get things done because I feel better about myself. I always get things done after these lives because you guys touch me each and every time. I connect with you and you guys give me that hope. You guys give me that peace. So the more people we can do this for, the better. You just shared the link with your Facebook group. Yeah, that's great. If you have a Facebook or an Instagram or, you know, whatever you have, whatever social media there is, in the post, in the community section, I think it says, what it says, community, or it says posts, I can't remember, on the main page. I do have a blurb that you can send somebody or that you can post. You can edit it and shorten it. That's fine too. But it's something that I created for sharing. So it's kind of a little blurb about what the channel is about. So you can find that there so you don't have to make your own words as well. I did that too. I didn't know Rick Spicer had a channel. That's interesting. What does he do? And Kristen, I'll have to check out your channel as well. Please, all of you, put the name of your channel up. Even if we don't get the link, we'll find it. I'm going to go back here in the chat a little bit and just see if I missed anything major. I think I hit the highlights of what you guys were talking about and what was going on for you. Misha used to have a plate that said sweet and sassy. That is too funny. That's funny. Do you know, guys, you know you're meant to be with somebody when things keep being the same. I think I told you about Jen and I that we have the same sign above our sink because we both hate doing dishes. It says F the dishes. What are the chances, right? So I think a lot of you noticed the short that I put up as a cat blanket. I shared that. Jen immediately sent me a picture, and her cats were laying on her legs the same way. I mean, maybe one was turned like a quarter turn or something at the same time. I was laughing my ass off. So, you guys, I'm so glad you all came into my life. If you guys have at Chris and Melinda, okay, perfect. If you guys have any ideas for merch that you want to see, whether it's just the slogan or whether it's a type of merchandise that you would like to see, again, please email me or you can put it in the comments. Either way, just, get it out there so that I can start collecting all of that information as well. What does Rick do on his channel? I know, Kristen, you said you just kind of post various things. So I would love to know what Rick does on his channel. I know I speak with him sometimes on the lifeboat, and he's been such a nice guy. So accepting of everybody. Oh, Kristen, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. I am so happy that I did this. I'm so happy you guys have this space, and I am honored to run it. 100%. It's my honor. We're all survivors here. You guys are going to make me cry. We're all survivors. And that's what puts us apart. Because I think we're stronger for it. Our lives may be a mess. We may have a ton of issues, but we're still stronger because we're still fighting through those issues. And we're still trying to get better. We have not given up. And I don't think we will give up. I don't think any of you will ever give up. It may be a struggle to the day you die. I hope to goodness it isn't. But we're fighters. And together we're even stronger. I feel the love and support from you every time I'm on here. And that carries me through till the evening. Just feeling all that love in my heart. It's just so wonderful. I love you too, Misha. So very much. And I'm so glad you're a part of this. Kristen, I will check out your channel. Rick does similar things. He just posts funnies, fun distractions. Wonderful. Wonderful. He definitely need to tell him about surviving the cracks because he would fit right in. And so will you, Kristen. Anybody who likes laughter and who wants to laugh, you bring your funnies yourself. That's great. We'll put you up on screen, or you can just send them in to us. And if you don't want to be on screen, remember, if we put you on screen, you can always choose to have your face blacked out. It could be just your voice. We'll just see a blank box, and then we'll hear your voice. So if you're nervous or uncomfortable with having your face shown, but still want to be on and talk to us, that is doable. All right. Just so you know that people may not know that that's a possibility. He just wants to make people smile. Well, he needs to know about surviving the cracks, and we need to have him on. Absolutely 100%, because that would add to the level of funny. And I think that it's going to be the chat too that is going to make it hilarious. Because we talk about things and then you guys bring something up or add something in and we're in tears. The times that Jen and I have gotten together, it's just been fabulous. Lacey, you don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I will we're so glad you made it. So glad you're just here. You can watch the rest on replay. Um, I did read a passage out of a book that I had, and it's about treating others with kindness. So if you do nothing else, I would rewind, not too terribly much, maybe 10 minutes from here, and you can see that. We talked a lot about the changes with the lifeboat, how everyone was doing with that, how everyone felt, and just kind of working through that. Just, people were upset, some people were angry, some people just were concerned about the lifeboat. So we just kind of worked through that. So if you need anything, we need Seventh Son too. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So if you guys, if any of you have any connections, like direct connections to them, or talk to them in chats when you enter their lives, please mention it to them. We'd be honored to have them be a part of it. And the more funny people that we have on there, the better it's going to be. I mean, we're super excited. I can't tell you how excited Jen and I are about this. So the sooner we can do a live, probably the minute we hit 50, we're going to go live. So check your notifications, because we just can't wait to get this one off the ground. Very super excited about it. The other thing that I mentioned, Lacey, is we are contemplating starting another YouTube channel, believe it or not. Well, somebody else is going to be running it for us. We'll still be involved with interviewing people, but anybody who's a content creator who makes things that they can sell, whether it's art, whether it's jewelry, whether it's pottery, anything, that they have to sell, whether it's their skills, whether you want to sell your skills because you do graphic design or you do, something else. I can't think of anything else out of the box right now, but, you don't have to have wares that you sell. If you have at least pictures of things that you've done in the past, if you want to work just on commission, I know somebody who might be doing that. We could show her past work and she will not be selling an inventory, but will just be making them as somebody orders them. You can do that too. It's a total side project that we're doing. We have no idea how it's going to go, if it's going to take off. But it's an idea that's in the baby stage right now. Services, yes. Anything. We're not sure if there's going to be some legalities with the selling that we have to broach. So we're looking, I think, about getting about 6 people at least together before we try and launch. And then we'll have interviews with each of you. I don't know that we'll do the interviews live. We may, so that if there's questions that you guys have about the merch, that the person who's there, can answer it. I think that would probably be the best way. But we'll kind of do the interview first, and then if you have questions, kind of save it to the end. Or if you have questions right then that I can notice, we can do. But I think we're going to have somebody monitoring that too for us. So those were our big announcements, I think, other than getting 50 subscribers on Surviving the Cracks. That is going to be our laughter channel. Jen and I both run serious channels. And so we want something that's going to be the antithesis of that. And Jen and I were best friends and we play off each other pretty well. And you guys can bring your funnies too. Bring your funnies, bring your stories, or just bring yourself to laugh along. We just need to get 50 subscribers. We were at 30 and we lost 12 overnight a couple nights ago. We have no idea why. Todd was unsubscribed when he had subscribed. So maybe something with YouTube. I hope people didn't do it purposely, because I don't know what we would have done to offend them. But if you haven't subscribed, please, please, please do. I am not above begging. I certainly am not when it comes to something that my heart's in. My heart is in this, and my heart is in Surviving the Cracks. And as a side project, I believe about the other one. We don't have a certain name about it. So we said if there's things that you want with merch for here for Surviving Together. If there's things you want to see, let us know. Same thing goes with Surviving the Cracks when we get that up and going. If there's anything you want to see for Surviving the Cracks, that'll probably take a little bit of evolution, a few videos to get that going. But please, whether it's sayings on the merch or whether it's the type of merch, either leave something in the comments or shoot me an email at survivingtogethersass.com. And we have officially named ourselves the SAS community. We don't have a name for our individual people, like, they're boaters at the lifeboat or crew. We don't have anything like that individually for you, but we're going to at least call us as a group, the SAS community. I think we're going to put that on the banner then and use it that way. So, and everyone can thank Janet next time they see her for that, because she is the one who said it and coined it. And I thought, wow, I like that. So we decided that that's what we're going to run with. It is lame, Kristen, right? I mean, I've been sharing it on the boat and needing a meeting, and it just hasn't gone anywhere. Can one of the wrenches put up the link to Surviving the Cracks? It's just at Surviving the Cracks. We got lucky. We didn't have to add anything after it. So it is our own. And our email is Surviving the Cracks JS. So for Jen and Sharon, because it couldn't get just Surviving the Cracks. So Surviving the Cracks JS at gmail.com is that channel's email. So if you have something to say about Surviving the Cracks or something that you want to add or an idea or anything, you can email us there and we'll be checking that. Or you can do it here because I'm always checking this, or of course Jen's. If somebody could throw up Jen's channel as well, that would be great. Between the Cracks. So if you haven't checked that out, she is going to be putting up some more content this week about some things that happened. And it's pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. She's going on a journey with you as they're hoping to close TTIs around the country. She has a friend who is coming out with a book in May about the TTI industry. So hopefully that's she's going to have her on and interview her. And I think that's going to blow up her channel. I really do. So yes, notice that if you're trying to look for Between the Cracks, it's spelled between the cracks because she couldn't get the. And Between the Cracks, and Surviving the Cracks, just Surviving the Cracks. So we love that. All right, guys, I think that's the end, unless anybody had anything they wanted to. Is the sound bad? Just 7th, we were just talking about you. Were your ears ringing? Is the sound bad? Nobody else has mentioned it. I got the mic as close as I can. I can talk right into it if you want. I don't think that sounds real great. Yeah, 7th, we were just talking about you. And the reason we were talking about you is they all say you're funny as heck. And Jen and I are launching a channel. You can see it right here. It's Surviving the Cracks. The channel is up, but we need 50 subs to go live. We are super excited about it, but we just need to hit that 50. We lost 12 subscribers overnight a couple nights ago. I think YouTube doing its best. I'm not sure. So we would love it if you subscribe. If you know anybody, please subscribe. It looks like we're back up to around 30 at this point, so we need about 20 more. You can beg your mom, your sister, your brother, your nephew, niece, anybody in your circle, just to please subscribe so we can hit 50. And we'd love to have you join. It's a type of thing where Jen and I are going to be talking about silly stuff, telling goofy stories, and just laughing. Healing laughter. That's what it's about. And, I heard a bunch of you have a Rick and Kristen, they both do funny stuff on their channels, and we'd love to have you and have you guys do funny stuff on ours. We can pop you up, we can interview you. You can just be in the chat and say whatever in the chat. This is the no holds bars. It's kind of like a Chow Young Smuts channel, but we're not going to be at midnight. So we're going to be more in the day so that you guys can have a midday. You're the 30th subscriber, so you're told. Good. Woohoo. So now we're back up to where we were before we lost all those subscribers overnight. So cross your fingers that tonight we will not lose anybody and that we will just gain. I think I've been begging enough of you that if even some of you beg somebody else to subscribe, that would be great. So just so you know, 7th, I went to a fetish club a week ago. It was a riot. I had a blast. I'm not part of that community. I just like the non-judgmentalness of everybody, the acceptance of everybody without even a sideways glance. You do what you do. And that's why it was so much fun. And my friend and I just had an absolute great time. But Jen had questions. So she's going to interview me about the fetish club. And if we can't get 50 subscribers here soon, we are just going to do a video with the interview between the two of us and we'll post it. You brought me to a fetish club. No, just an interview about one. And believe me, the stories from there are good, are really good. Tell your friends. If they get offended easily, they won't want to watch that one because there's a lot of weirdness, a lot of alternative lifestyle. We'll put it that way. It's weird to some people. No, I didn't. Going live without? If you're going live from a laptop, you don't need 50 subs. Huh. The reason I was thinking we still needed to, because I am going from a laptop, is that I had to do the linkage between StreamYard and YouTube and get the approval, and it would not approve. So maybe I have to do it just through YouTube until I get the 50, and I can't use StreamYard. Maybe that's the case. Chris, if you know, let me know. Because that was the issue that I was having, and as to why I was still going on that, 50. It's possible, guys. It's possible Jen might be here with me in my town on Sunday. If that's the case, we're definitely going to either try to go live or post it as a video, because that'd be great if we were in the same place. Or it may need to be an older account that doesn't have 50. Yeah, I don't know. I will do after this, I'm going to try and do a fetish channels. I thought we left reason. Yes, and it's definitely not going to be where we're going most of the time. But it just happened to be the thing that happened as we were launching the channel, and an interesting thing that we thought that we could talk about that would bring in viewership just from the I'm losing the word, but just because it is so different, people might come to watch. I'm just going to tell stories about what was there, and it was great. Maybe a picture. I doubt I'll put the video up. That was of me dancing, by the way. And it's so embarrassing. So I think maybe I'll put if we pick pictures up, from a laptop, you're right. Is it Davey, is it directly from YouTube, though? Because I don't think I can use StreamYard because I couldn't get that approval. You did. Was it directly through YouTube? Not using a secondary place? That's what I need to know. But I will try and do I'll just do like a private live or whatever and try and do one today and see if it goes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Misha says, back in the day, she used to hang out at the LGBTQ plus. I'm not sure how many letters we have now. Bar hotel because I never felt more safe, protected, and accepted. Yeah. There's no judgment because they know they themselves are on the outers, right? And so they're not going to judge themselves. Why should they judge somebody else who's doing something that is non-mainstream? And so yeah, it's just wonderful. The owner was there and he was walking around talking to people too. And so that was wonderful. I got to meet them and his wife bartends there. They have very few select things that you can get because it's a small place, but it was great fun. When I lived in Philadelphia, I lived in the LGBTQ. There was no letters. Uh, wasn't many letters at that point in time, but I lived in their neighborhood, and a couple of their bars were there, but I felt more safe. I felt more safe walking around. Um, I think it just is. I think it's from the acceptance level. So I agree. Yes, Tommy did need a break. Regardless of his reasons why or how he did it, he definitely needed. Have I tried using OBS? No, because I don't know what that is. Through YouTube, yes. Okay. All right. That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, maybe Jen and I'll go live tomorrow. If we did a live tomorrow, everybody tell me Eastern time. You got to translate it to Eastern. What time would be good for you? Would this be a morning thing? Would it be an afternoon thing? I was thinking kind of the subject matter. The evening might work best, but it is a Sunday and people are getting, ready to go to work the next day, mostly. Free stream open source OG software. No, I haven't. You got a FaceTime and couldn't explain your absence. That's fine. That's fine. You guys, you come and you go. This is good as you don't do mornings. Okay. So afternoon. Would an evening, like a 7 or 8, be good? Because we were going to go on 8 tonight. Jen is working right now, so even if I can go live without that 50, we can't. We can't do it tonight. So we could do it tomorrow at 8 Eastern. Would that work for anybody? I know Mountain Time, it gets to be 6, 5 Pacific. And that kind of interrupts with dinner. But anytime I do in the evening is going to be, I know it's going to be a little late for Deidre Gore. Yeah, the 9 o'clock is too much. It's 10 o'clock here. And it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm usually already working by then. That's why I'm not in the chats a whole lot during those. It gets a little late. All YouTubers go through it. What, burnout? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, yes, Lacey. Yes, you are correct. Misha, we definitely will. We definitely will. Text me or email me as to what would be a good time for you. I'm free most of tomorrow. I'm bound and determined to get my taxes done today, whether it's I have to use the free thing or whether I have to set my old tower up. I'm getting them done. I have to. I have to. If I push them off a day, I'm going to be panicking. So most of tomorrow I'm free. 8 tomorrow would be fine. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Davey, if you have to be on the rewatch crew, that's fine. If we do night, and we may bop the time around, we may play around with it just so that different people can get on. So who knows how many times a week we'll go on. And we may go on in the morning or the afternoon, or just pull different ones so different people can be on it, or if something funny happens, we may just pop on right then, just because. So definitely check your alerts to see, because we could go live at any time, but we'll try to set some times. We just don't have a sense right now as to when. So we're going to play around with it initially. So don't expect anything solid. And then we'll probably put down a few, but then we'll probably popping up here and there. Kristen, you did too. You found you were less creeps at gay bars. It's to be true, And I know some people said, well, I never go there because, I get hit on or whatever. And it's like, you know what? If you get hit on by somebody who is not heterosexual, just say thank you. It's just like you would if somebody heterosexual had come up to you. Just say thank you. Be honored. You thought enough of me. Now, if they keep bugging you, then they're a creep, just like a heterosexual person is a creep. It's not because of their sexuality. It's because of their personality. And people need to separate that. There are yucky people on all sides of the sexuality spectrum. Right? It's just your personality. It has nothing to do with your sexuality. My personal opinion. Yeah, someone mentioned that, Misha. Never loans. That is so cute. Can we be never loans here? Could individually we be never loans? That would be cute. I think that's cute. But yeah, somebody did mention like getting an Excel sheet or something and trying to like put down when we all are so that we can. I know that I worked my times around my other's keeper just because that's who I happened to be talking to at the time. So, and I know that more people have come up with channels since then that, yeah, if somebody wanted to take that on and just put down times for everybody, that'd be great. That'd be great. You could, post it at one of the Facebook pages or something, so that it was available so people could look at it. That'd be awesome. And when we get some set times, we'll definitely let you know. Okay, Misha likes never loans. She was the one who came up with it, so I hope she'd like it. Anybody else like that for what we call ourselves individually here at Surviving Together? Okay, great. I don't know who you're texting, Davey, but if it's me, wonderful. If it's somebody else, okay. Connect. Connection. You've gone live a few times around midnight because that's when your kiddo's asleep. Yeah. That's why I said, we may surviving the cracks that may go at any time. Um, I haven't gotten any emails asking me to do more lives for Surviving Together. Um, if I do start getting a rash of emails asking me to have another live, whether it's on a particular day or a particular time, or just because you want another one, I will add one. I do have the bandwidth to do that. So I'm happy to do that. You guys just have to let me know. Collectively, we could all be Fleet of Ripples people. Yeah, I mean, something with ripples. I think that that's true because this came up on the lifeboat, didn't it? And we were talking about this. People had a few ideas there. Nothing's really struck me yet, but definitely ripples. A fleet, that's kind of a full thing to the lifeboat. And I'd like it to be something that, like Village of Ripples, it's not a nod to any one particular channel. That's why I'd go with something, the Ripleys. And we'd all collectively be the Ripleys in the whatever we decide on, Village of Ripples community or whatever. It could be the Ripples community. It could be something as simple as that. We're the SAS community. Maybe call you Bounce. Maybe you need to change your name, baby. Change it to Bounce. That'll work. You can put it in parentheses if you want. Ripley is a pretty great role model. I don't know which one you're talking about. SteamYard needs 50. I'm not sure who you mean, Davey. The Ripples community. You like that? Yeah, I like that too. It's not a nod to any one person. You had a vision, Misha? Should we be worried? Or are you okay with this vision? Oh, from Alien. Yes. Very strong person, right? Very strong person. Who got an alien in her belly. Frightening. Yes. The Ripples community. I like that. We'll have to mention that on the lifeboat. And to anybody else who has had their channels pop up, make sure that we mention it to all of them next time we see them. So maybe that'll be tonight in the lifeboat. That would be awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So what we're going to be individually, we're never loners here. Never loans, not loner. Never loans. We're never loans. That's awesome. Kristen said you can make it a logo like SBTV. That would be awesome. That would be so awesome. TRC or just RC, Ripples community, something like that. Yeah, I completely understand that, Misha, and it would be wonderful to give a nod to him in some way. But he talked about it because of the lifeboat, and because it's a community of so many different channels, not just the lifeboat. Lifeboat was the impetus for all of these, no doubt. I just wanted it, me personally, I just wanted it to be something that didn't give a nod to any one particular, that just encompassed us all as to what was going on. I think maybe individually, either the lifeboat or we could hear, or needing a meeting, something could give a nod to him somehow, because he definitely was a wonderful person. Umbrella Collective, yeah. NBR, nothing but ripples. I like that too. Yeah. The Ripples community, nothing but ripples. Somebody writing these down. Oh, my nail. Yeah, it's all chipped off, but this is what I wore to the club, and my lipstick actually matched, believe it or not. Yeah, I was all decked out. I don't as you can tell, I don't wear makeup very often, and I whoosh, because nobody cared. Hang on, I'm finding a pen. I know somebody else is probably writing these down too, but so nothing but ripples. And we have the ripples community. Okay, definitely have to bring this up on the lifeboat probably because they have the most people, so we can get some votings. Everyone's loving NBR. Yeah, I do too. Maybe we can just tell them that this is what we've decided. Thank you very much. We didn't get your input, but we decided on my live. This is what we're calling everybody, and we're going to make a logo for it. No, I really seriously, I think if somebody was to not, I don't know if I'll be on it tonight, but if somebody was to announce that we came up with this, I think you would see person after person after person go, I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it. I don't think you're going to find anybody who's going to go, eh. So, no, I think that that will be. Lacey, I just saw your comment. I'm not sure I was following with something else. Could you tell me what this is about? The other channel, there are those who like them can watch without the hate on both creators. I think probably you're talking about Tommy and Reese, but I'm not sure. So let me know if I'm off on that. So much can be done with Mish is really excited. All right, Seventh. I think you are the creator of the community name. Yep. So Janet, thank you so much. She named the community here the SAS community. Misha came up with Never Loans for us individually. If anybody comes up with a name that they want to see different, either for the community or for us individually here on this channel for Surviving Together, put it in the comments or email me. You know, we're never married to something. I won't say never. I'm really kind of fond of SAS community. I'm really kind of fond of Never Loans too. So I don't know. It might be hard to change unless the whole community said, "Oh yeah, I like that." But never say never. Yeah, lovingly bitch. That's a perfect phrase. Um, it we all need to vent, you know. Um, my friends call me sometimes and they just start yelling and screaming into the phone, and it's just because they're so upset about something. They just need to vent, and afterwards they're calm. I don't have to get upset. I don't have to get mad. I don't have to yell. All I have to do is sit there and listen and probably say, mm-hmm, once in a while to let them know I'm still there. And once they're done, they're calm. I did tell somebody about who was very, very ragey and couldn't get beyond it. A tip that one of the therapists had given me once was to just pound your fists on the mattress, on your mattress, or take a pillow and pound that on the mattress. Um, it's something really physical, and you do it as hard as you want. If you're like me, you will discover after like 10 strokes how weak you are and go, gosh, I really need to pick up the weights. But it is just, if you imagine just all that rage coming out and just pound it as hard as you can for as long as you can, when you're done, you're probably going to feel a lot calmer. Your arms may ache a little bit, but you're going to feel a lot calmer. It may not work for you, but it definitely works for me. You've been working hard on your vent line. Yeah, absolutely. See, and look what we've done. And it's the community that comes together. You guys all did it. Kristen Melinda's got some ideas. Misha's got ideas. Seventh got ideas. Janet had ideas. I did. Jen did. Everybody. And we're putting this all together. And we are making a huge community. And somebody will probably always be on. And you'll find us. So, Kristen, if you can make a logo, that would be awesome. Anybody have ideas on colors? SPTV is yellow, I think, with red in the background, so we want to avoid that. I would think. Seventh light. Oh, great question. Is this the feeling y'all had when the boat was launching? Because it feels incredible. Yeah, it's the beginning of things, right? I mean, we already had the beginning of things with the lifeboat being the impetus for all these other channels to branch off, My Other's Keeper and I think Paul's channel, and you guys had one, and I'm just forgetting everybody right now, but all of those channels. But this feels like it's going to that next level. It really does. And if this channel never explodes, I'm okay with that, because I'm giving each of you a place, and we're touching each other. And just by the connection, we're helping each other heal as well. Finding a place, This is like your corner bar, finding your place where you belong. You can go on any of those channels and be okay, and find somebody who you can connect with, who you've probably seen on another channel. It makes it easier then to say hi to the people you don't know and say, hey, welcome to the community. Do you know about this channel, this channel, this channel, and this channel? We would have to have like each person post on their homepage of their channel all the channels that are in the community. Q ripples. That could be the name for the movement, for what it is, maybe. Because what it is Q ripples. So that might be the name for what the movement is, how it's going out. And the community's name is Nothing But Ripples. How does anybody feel about that? So if we're talking about just the ripples, we'll refer that Jesus. We will refer to them as Q ripples. Q ripples. I like that. Instead of just ripples. It'll be a nod to him. Not cripples. No, please, not cripples. Let's not misspell it. That would be really, really nice if we didn't misspell it. Yeah, absolutely, Michelle. If one of us gets overwhelmed, somebody else can take it over. If you agreed to do something and something happens in your life and you're like, I just can't anymore. I'm sorry, guys. Just let us know. Just let us know. Shoot me an email. If it has something to do with not just surviving together, shoot Jen an email or shoot Surviving the Cracks an email. I'm looking at Surviving the Cracks as kind of being more the one of the representative of the community at large. This will definitely be a part of it. But since it's not in any one particular subject matter, its niche is laughter. Its niche is just having fun and being silly and making stupid jokes. That's what we're about, right? This has its niche. Voices in your head don't count. I hope you guys, oh, I showed it before, my sign that I have. It says, if you hear me talking if you hear me talking to myself, oh God, now I can't remember what it says. Okay. If you see me talking to myself, just move along. We're having a team meeting. I love it. I will show you guys this one too. Does that show up backwards for you, or can you read it? When the boat started, we all turned in letters that we wrote saying goodbye to our addictions. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. I don't know that we have anything similar here. I don't know if there's anything similar that we can do with that, but I want to show you guys this sign. I'll read it to you. But I love it because it has the word survivor in it, and it's most of us. I'm a wooden spoon, lead paint, no car seat, no seat belt, no bike helmet, bed of pickup truck riding, garden hose drinking survivor. This is going up in my office. I absolutely love it. So for anybody who grew up pre-2000s, maybe even pre-90s, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's all of us, right? All right. So some of us have objectives that we need to do. Kristen's on the logo. Misha's going to work with me and do some stuff for this channel and Surviving the Cracks. Please speak with anybody who are content creators that have things that they make that they want to sell, and see if they're interested in having a place where they can advertise their wares, basically. That's the side channel that we're looking at creating, our third channel. And email me or Jen about that, and we will put you in touch with who is going to run it. I'm excited to have homework in Miss School. I can always give you homework, Kristen, Melinda. I can always. Yes, we see it the way it's read. Okay, good, because I see it backwards. I can always give you homework. If you need homework, I can give you homework. Lacey, isolation is how you deal sometimes. But lately I've wanted to go into hermit mode, which makes me want to pop the pills. Yeah, I completely get this. I 100% understand this. This is kind of partially why I relapsed, for a lot of different reasons, actually. But please, we are all here. There's connections. If you don't go into Facebook, Discord, go into any one of the channels that are going to be part of this community, part of this MBR community. And you can have connections with people. Even if you're not caring for the subject matter of what they're doing, it doesn't matter. It's the people. It's connecting with the people and having people to talk to. Please don't isolate. It's really hard to get out of. Talk to somebody. If you can't talk verbally or you don't want to talk verbally, because I get that. There's been times when I'll text. I just don't want to talk on the phone. Email me. Or if you have somebody else's, email them. But please, please keep coming to anything to make the connections with the people in the chats. All right? Please. Because we all care about you. You're on Discord. Good. There's that bot that if nobody else is online, you can talk to the bot. And it's not a perfect solution, but it is like talking to somebody. And so if you're really having a problem, they, can at least help you on that. We care about you too, Lacey. You've been part of this community. You have venting bots on your Discord. That's great, Michelle. Okay, so Davy says she'll send you a message on Discord, Lacey. I'm not on Discord a whole lot, only because I work full time and then I've got this channel and I'm trying to launch the other channel. So it's not something I'm on, and I don't do Facebook. So email is the best way to get a hold of me right now. And I'm so glad that you guys are supporting one another, because that's what this is about. That's what all this started, supporting each other in anything. The source of that might not be the SA, but that doesn't matter. Maybe that source of that is the addiction part. It's still trauma that we're going through. It's still tough times, and we will be there for each other. That's the whole goal. The whole goal is connection, was connection, and is going to be connection throughout the entire community. Do we need connection in that somehow? Nothing but ripples. I think the connection maybe is intrinsic. Anybody agree? Or anybody think that anybody thinks that the connection should be in the title? Ripples are connection. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking as I was getting. Seventh, I don't hate you. I don't know. I don't know if or why Tommy does. I know a lot of stuff happened, and it's unfortunate. Very unfortunate, but you still have a place, even if you're not on a lifeboat. But you keep in mind, Seventh, the lifeboat is Spanx now. Tommy's not going to be a part of it. I don't expect to see him on at all. Maybe months and months down the line, he'll pop in for a visit or something, but I don't expect to see him at all. This is Spanx's baby now. And unless you have some issue with Spanx, I think you'll do just fine. Honestly. You might want to take a step back and come back in a week or something once Spanx has gotten his feet wet a little bit more, or just stay on and see how it goes. But from the sounds of it, Spanx is steering the lifeboat back to where it was in the beginning, about just dealing with addiction and just dealing with addiction issues, and kind of stripping the rest of it off and going to simplicity. So as long as you don't have an issue with him, I would stay. That's my opinion. But that there's lots of other places that you can go to feel that same connection. Janet, you missed it. You missed it big time. We got going. You and the SAS community, for us, naming us that, it just got us on a roll. It got us on a naming roll. And we've tentatively decided that individually here on Surviving Together, we will be known as Never Loans, because we're never alone. Never Loans. Now, if anybody has other suggestions, we'll glad to hear them. But I'm pretty dialed into the SAS community. That's pretty permanent for me, at least I feel. We're going to put that up on the banner. So then we got going, Janet, since you're new, on all of these other channels and the connection that we make on all the other channels. Because we go there and it's a lot of the same people, right? The SPTV community has their little logo, and somebody mentioned, Maybe all these channels that were created by the ripples from the lifeboat should have their own. I think that's a fabulous idea. And so seventh came up with nothing but ripples. And so that's what the community would be known as, NBR. And Krista Melinda is running with that and is going to mock up some logos for us. And somebody needs to introduce that on the lifeboat and make sure that we get buy-in from the other people, just because there's a lot of them on there. You can read backwards. That's wonderful. Seventh says, I'm sure Tommy will be back in time for the big interview gets broadcast. What don't know what interview you're talking about. Lacey, this is because being anonymous lets people feel them that they have, it gives them a pass. They can say anything they want and it's not going to be tracked down to them. So they can, that mean spirit that's in them, they can say whatever they want. And it's like we say, I think one of our taglines here is mean people suck, because they do. And whether it's in trolls, whether it's in people that are screen named some other way, mean people suck. And unfortunately, they're going to do it. And it sucks. There you go, Misha. Mean people suck. That's our tagline. We got nothing but ripples, and then the tagline is mean people suck. I like that. We could have the tagline be something about connections, but I think the mean people suck is because we don't want any of those people in our community, right? Did Seventh, did you say what interview you were talking about? Hey Donna, how you doing? I didn't see you slip in there. Did you hear our announcements? Did you hear our names that we came up with? We're so excited. I end up back on the boat, Donna says. Did you? Oh, I like the thought that I'm never alone. Yes. The boat is not the boat without all of us. Well, yes and no. Q's still there in spirit, I believe. Tommy's ghost lives on, because of him creating it for so long. His videos will still be up, even if, he's not there. And then we have Spanx and the way he's taking it. So I think that once everything dies down with some people, that I hope at least that they will come back to the boat, because they'll realize it's Spanx's baby now. And he's the one running it, and he's going to do things differently. He said that, flat out said that. He didn't like where it was going either. So I just say give it a chance. If you're thinking about leaving the boat, either cut off for a while or just stay on. But if you cut off for a while, come back, see if you like it again. It's going to be different. It's going to be like it was in the beginning, because we're going to be talking about addiction, and that's all. But we might do some fun stuff. They were talking about a watch party, watching a movie together, either here or on Discord or something like that, so might do some fun things too. But mainly it's just going to be the addiction. The content is not going to be about something different. So let's take a vote. Should Mean people suck be the tagline for nothing but ripples. Or should it be something about, or should it be hashtag Q ripples or connection? To be decided, because I think everyone's moving on with other things, which is totally cool. Oh my gosh. Janet and Lacey are like close. That's awesome. Great. If you have somebody who you can meet in person and can deepen that connection that way, my gosh, do it. I never would have met Jen if it were not for the lifeboat. And she is my sister now in all ways. And I am so thankful that she's only a couple hours away. It's just, it's wonderful. You can't vote until you listen on replay. Hey, no problem. I'm just thinking about the tagline for the overall community name, whether it should have something about connection in it. I mean, ripples are connection. We decided that. Should it be hashtag Q ripples? Should it be hashtag mean people suck, which is what I'm preferring? Oh, interesting. Tommy was interviewed by what he called one of the top 4 interviews in the country back to the end of last year. He hasn't been told yet when it's going to broadcast. Oh, okay. Do we think it's going to be broadcast on the lifeboat? It could be broadcast on his other channel now. So there may not be any connection there. I don't know. That's interesting. Yes, absolutely. I can play middle person. Lacey, email me, survivingtogether@gmail.com, and I will give you Janet's email so you two can connect. That'd be wonderful. I think you all had different emojis to honor Q. That's something. That's something. Yeah. Yeah. I think Spanx is going to be bye 7th. Take care. We care so much about you. Make sure we see you in somebody's channel, all right? Do not disappear on us. Yes, Lacey, we definitely need more love and kindness and not hate. And that is definitely why that reading struck me today. Just let's treat people kindly. It's who are we? Lacey, I'm not sure who we're supporting, but yes, supporting definitely. All right, guys, I think we've kind of come to the end of this. Yeah, I will put these things in a community post. I think there's a way to do it so you can vote. We'll see. And I guess, should we send a message to Spanx at the lifeboat or should we mention it on the lifeboat? Does anybody have an opinion about that? I don't know if putting it on the lifeboat would seem too presumptuous. So if anybody has an idea about that, that would be great. Let me know. You were thinking about messaging when you go off here. I think that's a great idea. Thank you, Misha. That would be wonderful. Then depending on what happens with that, you can we can decide to talk about it in the Boats Live, one of them. Perfect. Well, guys, that I think will bring us to the end here. Been talking for a while. I hope most of you feel better having this connection at least for a few hours. If you need more connection, a lot of people are on Discord. You can find them most anytime. And you can always find people on some of the other channels that are going off live seems like every other hour on different days. You think about messaging, although he did excitedly suggest surviving the cracks when I brought y'all up the other day as well. That's great. I don't know exactly in what context, but we'll speak soon. MPS. Mean people suck, right? Yes. Hashtag MPS. Mean people suck. I love it. Absolutely love it. Yes, I think that needs to be the hashtag. Lacey has a channel on Discord. I know Misha does, has a separate one. So Lacey has a separate server there too. Good to know. Good to know. Wonderful. Well, I will put up some things in the community post after this. I'm going to try out the live right now without 50 subscribers, kind of see how that goes. And maybe we'll be doing a live tomorrow night. We'll definitely announce it if we can. So just be on the lookout for a Surviving the Cracks within the next few days, either in a video form or live format, which is what we prefer. So we'll see where we go with that. Do it private, send you a link. Okay, yeah, I can do that. I can do that, Mesha. Guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. I don't know about you, but here it is mild and sunny, which is just absolutely wonderful change. And I'm going to get my taxes done after I do a few things with the channel. But I'm going to get my taxes done. So it's probably a good thing we're not having the live tonight because I couldn't get them done this morning. Mac is a great nickname. You like it? Okay, yeah. I will officially be changing it on the screen then to Mac next time. Absolutely. All right, perfect. I think I'll probably actually have it on Survivor. Well, I was always going to have it on Surviving the Cracks, so you will see it as Mac. So nobody be surprised. It's still me. Haven't changed my name totally, but I appreciate each and every one of you coming out and coming here. And it's yucky out there where you're in the middle of freaking nowhere. I mean, I don't know that for certain, but you're way up there. Wow. Yes, I believe Spanx is doing everything now. As far as I know, Tommy has totally stepped back and he is not doing any part of it. So Spanx is in the chair. He is the captain now, and he will be driving the boat. He's turning it around and bringing it kind of back to basics. And I think it'll be great. I love the fur boys. That'll be great. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Much love. Please, please, please remember you are worthy. You are valuable. You are beautiful. You're strong. And you're loved. Because you are a survivor. So hugs and love. Till next time. See you guys.